season took a vastly different turn.
What is this?
Blitz is on. Leaves one left, and the pass is caught by Austin in front of Thomas.
Tony Romo's flat on his back, and he was blasted.
And he's down and hurt right now.
Did we catch the pass? Yes. Yes. The first down. Yes.
I saw it.
Left one?
Yeah.
Did he come out?
I don't know.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
29.
Look out.
Tony Romo was asking his way back in. Hang on, wait a minute, we're going to get you checked out here.
A broken clavicle ended Romo's 2010 season. The following year, he showed just how much pain he could endure against the 49ers.
I go in at halftime and they take a x-ray, and I got broken ribs, you know. They don't know anything about a punctured lung and that, but they think there might be a possibility based on whatever. And they're like, yeah, we can't let you go back. All of a sudden we get behind. Now we're behind by like 10.
John Kitna has taken over at quarterback.
All right, Doc, I'm out. And he's like, huh? And I just grab my pads and take off, running right out the tunnel. The doctor's still 200 yards behind me. I threw a fourth down pass to Witten. Justin Smith comes off the edge, and it just is like a piercing kind of feeling.
Watching the backside up here. Boom, he gets a late hit. Boy, those ribs have got to hurt.
The end of that game, I remember we're in overtime, and Coach calls the comebacks, and I said, no. I tell Jesse, I'm like, hey, we're going to run poker here. And in my brain, I'm thinking, I know it's going to work because the coverage and what I get, and I'm thinking, if we can end this game in one more play, I want this game to be over.
Ogletree and Holly are the wide receivers. Romo's going to play fake and stand back. He's got Holly all alone at the 50. Holly to the 40. Holly to the 20. Right to the 15. 10.
Number 3. In to kick this one off.
To me, that was the game that, as much as any other, personified what he was all about, because it was that competitive spirit, that mental and physical toughness, and then the ability to make the critical plays at the critical moments.
Andrews is able to get it to the 27. Number 17 is now on the sideline, and he could be done for the day. Justice, come in to play quarterback.
Because I remember after the game,
Sim,
everyone's
in
like,
the backfield.
yeah, you know, I'm like, don't even come close to me. Don't hug
Tucks
me,
it
don't
away.
touch me.
Shannon is there on the stop at the 27-yard line. Ball on their own 27.
Team is supposed to be right here. Let's go win the game in this shot. You're all good enough to do it. Now it's time to go do it. It's our time, boys, right now. You ready?
Thompson from the shotgun. Andrews, the man in motion.
In 2014,
Hand it off.
Tony Romo led the
He's
second
brought
most
down behind the
prolific
line
offense
for a
in
short
Cowboys
ball.
history.
Defensive line.
He became the franchise all-time leading passer as Dallas went 12-4 to win the division.
Romo dropped it in.
This is a good one.
Third and long. Here are the numbers when it comes to third down.
You know, I felt like I had figured out how to play the position at what I felt like was my best.
The Cowboys looked equipped for a Super Bowl run. First, they'd have to win at home in the wild card round.
That was the most pressure I ever felt going into a game.
Just like in the 2006 and 7 playoffs, their Super Bowl hopes hinged on a final drive. Down 3, they faced a 4th and 6.
Oh, they can't go for it. They can't.
It felt like a narrative of your career is what it felt like. It's like 07, I get a second chance. And I was a little different player in 14 than I was in 07.
This is one of those situations where
4th and 6. Romo cocks and throws it over the middle. What a brilliant
use all of the field when passing. Make sure the defense can't just sit there on any particular route.
4-man rush, they pick it up.
I remember being like, ooh, they were ready for this play. They'd seen it on tape. So at that point, there's a calmness that you have to go through. And I just turned and fired that ball about as hard as I could at that moment.
Romo throws it in the end zone.
This one
Caught
falls
that pass.
incomplete. Number 84.
It was pure joy.
Get the pass and look to the sideline.
Felt like the culmination of a lot of years right there. Just you go down and you win a playoff game on your last drive, and it felt good. Felt really good.
How about that? The Cowboys are going to go to Green Bay.
It was like he was going home to win in front of his family and his loved ones that sometimes can't always travel to Dallas. So it held such special meaning.
48, they want to hurry it up.
For us, it felt like the stars were aligning.
Once again, the Cowboys faced a 4th down on the final drive, needing a touchdown to take a late lead.
It's the
26-21. At the Green Bay 32 with under 5 minutes in the game. Blitz is coming. He throws a deep ball to the left side.
We'd worked long and hard on that pass. Put it there, he went up and made one of the great catches that you'll ever see in a playoff game.
I don't know what happened there. Goodness, quarterback did it. Unbelievable.
I mean, we all just lost it.
Yeah, we thought we'd won the game, really, because you're down to the 1 yard line. Our offensive line, we're going to score a touchdown.
They have thrown the challenge flag. What are they challenging?
I think they're challenged. Just couldn't get that pass under control.
Big passing down right here. This is what it's all about.
After review, it has been determined that the receiver did not maintain possession of the football.
They've done very well on 3rd down to this
Nowadays,
point.
it's a catch, but at that time,
Gets the
ruled it
pass
wasn't.
off, jumps and makes the catch. Control
That would have been
is
the
there
best
on
throw
the
of my
stop.
career.
At the
The biggest
30-yard
play of my
line.
career.
4th and 7 coming up.
It was just devastating because you feel that, like, this is it.
They're in a tough spot here, but they have to go for it. Long
You feel
throw.
for your husband.
Intercepted in the end zone.
You're just so sad for them because you know how hard it is to
New
get
England
there,
now
first of
shows
all.
blitz with all
And
those
then you know how
defenders
devastated
moving up
they're
to the
gonna
line of
feel.
scrimmage.
It's like a piece of you just gets ripped apart.
Off to the tailback.
And that's what professional
Jammer
sports
is
does. and
there for
that's
the tackle. At the
what makes it
32,
difficult, but
it's
also
1st
amazing
and
at the
10.
same time.
On the play.
You don't just get over something like
New
that.
England now crams the
You
line
feel
of
like
scrimmage with defenders.
the clock is ticking and there's another year without
Only
a Super
one man
Bowl,
in the
and every year that it passes where there's no ring and there's no
Under
Super Bowl, you
pressure,
feel
pulls
it.
right with the throw.
He feels it in his heart.
And he steps out of bounds at the 44.
A smart coach would call this play.
New
You ever
England
change
shifts
up your
their
grip
sets so
before?
they can pack the line.
I did about 5 years ago. It helped. To what? I was more this way. Now, which I'm still not even. You are?
It's all
Redmond
puzzle.
is there for the
Just figuring out the
at the
techniques or the
37.
things that matter to be more successful than not. Because people just get into a routine and they do the same things over and over. It's like there's always a way to
New
keep
England now
improving.
crams the line of scrimmage with defenders. Looking for room. Ziegler comes up to make the play. At the 32.
Try this defense here.
On the play. 1st and 10.
Came out harder.
32-yard line.
You worked your whole career to figure this out because what it made football so much easier. And I found it in like 2013, midway through the year. I remember the Bronco game. I'd figured out how to actually throw off different platforms to different angles and still hit the same spot as if my footwork was exactly the same.
Romo's 25 of 35 for 506, the second 5-touchdown game of his career.
I granted I only got to play in like 18 more games or 20 games after that.
Good job to get
Unfortunately for Romo, the spirit was willing, but the flesh was weak. A collarbone injury ended his 2015 season. In 2016, he suffered a back injury in the preseason.
Grabbed his back. He got bent in half, and Tony Romo's hurt.
Coach would call
The door was open for 4th-round pick Dak Prescott, and Prescott ran with the opportunity.
Is there on the stop at the 12-yard line.
The Cowboys were 8-1 by the time Romo healed, and the franchise's leading passer could see the writing on the wall.
New England now crams the line of scrimmage with defenders. Number 82 goes in motion. This one is handed off.
What's up, guys?
Langer is there for the tackle. At the
Really, I just
10.
came up here
Time to call the special teams
talk to you
play.
guys. I wrote something, I put it together that I really just wanted to read.
About a 28-yard
football's
field goal
meritocracy.
here as they line up for the kick.
You aren't handed anything.
Come on, Romo. You should have known pre-snap what to do there.
You earn everything, every single day,
The kick
over and over
is
again.
good.
You have to
The
prove it.
Steelers
It's a division championship. It's a total domination.
A great example of this is Dak Prescott.
He's earned the right to be our quarterback. It's not always easy to watch. I think anybody who's been in this position understands that. What is clear is that I was that kid once. I remember the feeling like it was yesterday.
Number 18. Looks like he's just about ready to kick this one off.
It really is an incredible time in your life. And if I remember one thing from back then, it's the people that helped me along when I was young. And if I can be that to
like they're going to be able to
I've
come
tried
back
to
in
be,
this one.
and I will be going forward. That's what you remember.
Better than they've played
Not your
so
stats
far.
or your prestige. The relationships and the achievement that you created.
Reynolds is there on the stop at the 34.
Lastly, I just want to leave you with something I've learned in this process as well. I feel like we all have two battles.
Keep the throttle down.
One with the man across
The
from you.
Steelers come out with 3 down lines.
The second is with the man inside of you.
Throwing on the run. And he ducks
I think once you control the one inside of you,
41-yard line.
the one across from you really doesn't
You can't
matter.
afford to let time
I think
slip
that's what we're
away
all trying to do. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
It was the most perfect speech I've ever heard, and I think that's why it was so hard, because you know you're kind of saying goodbye, but I've never been
Here on first down.
more proud to be associated with somebody in my life.
At season's end, the undrafted kid from Burlington retired a Cowboys legend.
We have a ring of honor. I don't think of anybody that could be more deserving than someone that's made a huge contribution to this franchise than Tony Romo.
They line up in the I formation.
Tony Romo's
sends a man in motion.
Yes, I am.
Little did Romo know that a chance meeting in 2016
Give it to the halfback.
would decide his
He's
next
there on
career.
the stop. At the
The first time I really had a chance to talk with Tony was at the NFL party at the Super Bowl in Phoenix, Arizona. And I just happened to ask him, tell me what you think about the game on Sunday. And he proceeded to break down the defense of the Seattle Seahawks, the offense of the Patriots, how the Seahawks stop the Patriots. And I walked away from that conversation. I said, that man is going to be a lead analyst for some network one day. I hope it can be on CBS.
26-yard line. Almost at the 2-minute mark now.
Welcome to Jacksonville. What a scene, what a day. It is hot. I mean, it is scorching hot here in Jacksonville for the AFC Championship game rematch. Hello, friends. Jim Nance along with Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson. There's a lot of intensity and excitement in the air as this one's about to get started.
I'm excited. I've got the rematch of the AFC title game, and they're both really good again.
Romo attacked broadcasting like any of his endeavors, with joyful obsession.
All those defenders moving up to the line of scrimmage.
Sense what's going to happen on a play. It's like a chess table's in front of him. He sees where all the pieces are, and he knows what the next
at the 12-yard line.
move has to be.
Up and now has scored.
It's up for the fade inside the 16.
There's the line of scrimmage with the defenders. Out of the I formation.
He did a great job. And you could tell right off the bat, too. He was immersed in it, and he prepared like crazy. He worked on being great, and he was.
That magnetism, that enthusiasm he has, that came naturally.
Got him off sides. Down the field.
He's there for the touchdown. 14-yard line. Third down. If they can get to the 2-yard line, they'll pick up the first.
Down to the 6.
Tony Romo, the color analyst, quickly became a sensation.
I couldn't believe the reaction was so positive. I was like, oh,
Patriots
gosh,
call
this
a
is so cool.
timeout.
We're not used
They
to
have
this.
2 left.
I think the reason we all enjoyed watching him is because he kept us on the edge of our seats.
Josh Brown.
It's like if you want to tell a story, I want to get you excited about it. I want you to hear the passion in my voice so that you understand how important this is. And this is, you got to hear this part of it. The fact that I could get you interested, it's enjoyable. I don't know, guys. What's harder, raising you guys and making sure you're behaving, or playing football?
Playing football.
Why is that harder?
Behaving.
Behaving. Some people are like, how do you feel you didn't,
by number 84.
You didn't have a Super Bowl, you didn't have this, or you didn't. And I'm like, are you kidding?
Number 84 returns
You
this
think
one
I had it
to
bad
the
or
30-yard
rough?
line.
I'm the luckiest guy.
You
I
can't
walk.
afford
That's
to
how I
let
feel. I
time
wake up in
slip
the morning
away
just being
from
like,
you.
thank you. I have more gratitude toward my career and life probably than people realize. I worked hard, right? But there was so much other stuff that came into play for that all to happen. And to have this beautiful family, these 3 boys, beautiful wife. I mean, I just can't imagine there being a better word than gratitude toward what the Lord's given me and allowed me to do in this life.
The deep
Content with his career and life,
comes up to
there's
make
still the
play.
question of what brings joy to the obsessive Tony Romo.
Ball
I mean,
on the
it's funny because
35-yard line.
I switched these different
The Patriots line up
times.
in a
It used to be just
5-receiver
singularly
set
focused
this
on this
time.
one thing, and now it's like
On the run.
family.
And he hits his target. The Patriots call a timeout.
And then you go over to broadcasting.
One left.
Pass
Jacksonville
this one to
plays
the
like a
outside
Norman,
and
right?
give your
And
guy
then
a
you go
chance
into
to
golf for
conserve
me
the
now.
time by running out of bounds.
Is the winner of the 29th American Century Championship.
That's basically my daily
Closing in.
mind ritual, I guess you could say. It's just constantly going through these things.
He has it.
Which is
Cornell
great.
is there on the stop at the 25.
Go for the home run on this pass. Keep an eye out for those safeties lurking.
The Steelers come out of the nickel package. He goes down. Great effort that time, John. He's clearly one of the best in the league.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who's been playing for a while now. Let me tell you, he might never be better than he is right now.
Dropping back. Under pressure, and he steps out of bounds at the 29-yard line. If they can get it to the 15-yard line, they'll get first down.
After you break the record and your family's right there, obviously
The offense has been stepping it up on third down all day.
He'll take
Yeah,
off, and he slips out of bounds.
it's hard for me to
A lot of
reflect
scoring, but
too
a
much right now
one-sided
just because
game.
my career's not done. There are still goals
This
to be
game is
accomplished.
presented by the authority of the
There's still
National
challenges to
Football
be
League and EA Sports.
And so I'm still very
rebroadcast
focused on
or
that.
the use of the
And yet
descriptions
when
and
something
accounts
like
of
this
this game
happens,
without the
and
express written permission of EA Sports is prohibited. This is Al Michaels.
there's so many people that are responsible for that can be a part of that. That makes me happy. You know, it makes me proud and it makes me extremely grateful for the opportunity to play this game, to play it as long as I've been able to play it, to have wound up here in New Orleans, which you all know that story. So it's been an unbelievable journey, and I'm just so grateful.
You know, the state of Texas, football is religion. Let's be honest about that. You grow up wanting to play for Westlake as a kid. You go to middle school, you're running the basics of the Westlake offense. And then you get your chance when you get to be a freshman. And, you know, once you're there and you're like, all right, I'm going to be that next guy. I'm going to be the guy who's going to take Westlake to their first state champion. And that was kind of the way it was going for myself. Until I blew my knee out my sophomore year. And from that, I lost my spot to a guy named Drew Brees. And, you know, I never got that spot back.
I was born in Dallas, Texas. I moved to Austin when I was 7 years old. And that was right at a time where my parents were getting divorced. And so, you know, we lived in a lot of different places from age 7 to 14. But at the end of the day, my mom had done a ton of research on all the high schools in Austin and felt like Westlake High School had the best all-around academics and athletics. And she wanted that opportunity for, you know, me and my brother. And so she moved into the Westlake High School district so that we would be able to go to high school.
You know, I moved to Westlake in 8th grade, and so I was a bit late as well. I mean, Drew was too. Drew went to a private school and then kind of moved over for high school. And so I think we were a little bit later to the scene there.
There's really a Drew Brees story. As far as us, we really didn't know anything about Drew Brees because he didn't go to the middle school at the Westlake School District. And when he came in as a freshman, his dad tells us the first scrimmage we had when he was a freshman, he didn't get in the scrimmage. Chip, his dad, said he thought about talking to me about it, but he didn't. And so anyway, that first year, Drew played on our freshman B team. Then the next year, he was going to play on our JV B team, and the starting quarterback in that class got hurt.
As much as, you know, I wanted to be that guy, you know, Drew's a very good friend of mine, and I want him to be successful, and he stepped in, and watching him take the reins, whew, a little scary.
He had an aptitude to play quarterback, and we didn't pick it up until all these circumstances happened where we had to play him at quarterback.
So I tore my ACL my junior year, the third round of the playoffs. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were undefeated. It was probably one of the best teams I've ever been a part of. We were going down to play in the third round of the playoffs, a team called Alice down in South Texas. It was a hostile environment. It was a bootleg play, so I fake a handoff and I go to my right and I get hit and I come down and I feel my knee just, it's kind of like slipped out of place and came back, and I immediately knew that something wasn't right, especially as I began, walked to the sideline and it was very unstable. And so when the doctor did the test and looked at me and said, "You've torn your ACL,"